Howdy everyone, and welcome to the stream. Hope y'all doing alright. Today, we're going to be drawing some town decorations, making the town look prettier and all that kind of thing. But first, right quick, I've been working on a lot of the building of the game. Now that we have the features that we want, I want to sort of implementing and start getting the demo ready for the end of March. So I've been working a bit on a cutscene system, as well as some pathfinding kind of things. Placeholder menu right here. We hit a new game. You'll probably start off with yourself, but I had it to where you could do the running and then follow me, and then she shows you to your home. And I've built the town, by the way, sort of laid out the town. I'll show you that in just a second, but then you'll be able to follow her and she'll stop and wait for you. She actually moves to catch up to you, and I've made it so that if you get ahead of her, she races to catch up to you, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, the red line here is her pathing that she's chosen to take to get here. And I'm using A-star to get here and all that stuff. And then you get there and she'll be like, this is your home, kind of thing. And then here you are. This is their player home. Oops. And I implemented a thing which is broken to where you can't wander off from her. So yes, there's that. Here's the town that I've laid out. And I'll show you the waypoint system in just a second. I built it into my level editor. So still, I got some placeholder stuff that we're wanting to flesh out today. Get some decorations built, that kind of thing. So like this will be the inn. This is your player home. This will be your corral where you keep your pets, probably. That kind of thing. This will be a town center, which is what I want to maybe focus on today. Maybe get some town center stuff going. Here's a little nature path that leads over to Selena's hut. She'll be up here. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Really happy with this waypoint system too. It's I was doing some curve stuff, but I decided to just sort of make it a node-based system, so I could be like branch off the nodes and stuff. And we'll get rid of those, and then whenever you start the game, it'll build an A-star out of that. You should build a fountain near the town center. We'll talk about what kind of things we want to do that, because I think we might focus a bit on here. Maybe do some interior items. We'll see. A fountain seems too modern, though, so I'm not sure. This is a very primitive setting. It's a very magical sort of setting, but like not very technologically advanced. Maybe, they could use magic to do the fountain things, but I kind of want to give the impression that they don't have that kind of thing. Like, that's not really what they use. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, we can do a well. A well is a good idea. A dragon statue. We might do some statues, maybe. Let's see. Let me pull up my Trello board right here. We'll get a checklist going of things we want to get. Maybe some benches is one thing I was thinking of. Pretty standard, but there's a few places I can imagine we could put some benches. Oh, and I have some interior items. I don't think I've shown these. Let me see. I have some of these here. Some of these you might have seen. Maybe not. But yeah, that's some of the interior stuff I did. I have some other things. I just have to find it. No, that is a really old one. How about a well that's pretty primitive? Yeah, we're going to do a well. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and add a stream notes card. Well, hold on. I'll just rename this one. All right. So go ahead and pull this up. I was going to do animals, but we'll do that next week. So we're going to delete that. Or some other weeks soon. I really need some town decorations though. So we'll create a checklist here. And so I was thinking benches maybe. Oops. Benches, a well, maybe some statues. Dragon statues, I don't know, because that would put emphasis on dragons. And dragons aren't a big part of the lore. Like, there's a possibility. We talked about having a summoner spell that would summon in a dragon, like a large dragon, that would swoop by and do like an aerial strike as part of your summoner specialization. So, dragons, they're potentially in the lore. But flowers is good. Flower field as well, but also flower pots. Flower field, I'm thinking placeable flowers probably. Sounds like scope creep. No, this is much later on, and I don't think it'd be that difficult at all. I'm thinking probably like a shadow. Like, this is way down the road. This is not going to be the demo, but I'm thinking like a shadow, and maybe you see fire from above. You probably never see the actual dragon, but you just see the shadow of it. Flower statues? No. A lantern post. Ooh, interesting. I think we could have some interesting ideas with that. Going the imagine a sort of modern looking post, but with wood and all that stuff. Market stalls. So actually, I think if we do market stalls, we'd probably need a reason for having the market stalls. But we do have the traveling merchant, and I might try to squeeze him into the demo. A cat. We ain't gonna do any animals, probably, maybe. We'll see. I don't want to do rocks. I have chest and I have box. Definitely don't want to do a tree. But we'll go ahead and get started with this. And I have fences. I should probably do some sort of a lamppost fence. We'll do that at some time as well. All right. Let me find that other thing I was working on. There's I was doing some drawing on the Discord, streaming it there, and we did some. We started doing some interior items there as well, and had a funny thing come from it if I can find it. Might be this one. No, there was the failed bushes I made. Ignore those. Those are practice. Please add biomes. We'll probably have some kind of biomes. It's not just going to be a forest the whole time. It's going to be a decent sized map with different areas, different dungeons, all kind of stuff. Where is that file? Oh, that's another one from a long time ago. Not you. There we go. This is some stuff I did on the Discord stream. Ignore the outline on these. It's kind of got screwed up, but you get the idea. There's the bed we drew. There's a bit of a rug I started. And we started doing this little hay bale. And it turned out to look like a wheel of cheese. A fire stove. We could do a fire stove. Are you gonna make a video about the game jam? Not likely. It's a lot of work, especially since the demo's coming up. I don't really have the time to dedicate just for that. It's not really the content for the channel. Like I'm wanting to do content on the game, not so much game development in general. Looks like a giant pastry, but cheese is fine too. I think it looks like a cheese, but it wasn't the intention. But that's what it ended up looking like. This is sort of the thing we're going to be looking at today. We're going to, in fact, probably going to use this thing here to sort of do our development in. So we'll go ahead and pop us a new layer. Let me see if I need to rename any of these. Just all of them. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to pop this up above just in case we need to draw above. And there we go. Cheese temple in the future. No. Everything is a little cheese? No. We're not going to get too bad with the cheese. There will be a few cheese things, but it's not going to be like a big meme thing in there. Although, we were talking earlier about having maybe an NPC that will trade you different items for cheese or whatever. Cheese dungeon. Changeable clothes based on your factions. I don't think I want to get too that in depth with the factions. The faction system is just for mainly for the party members to attack enemies and for the pets to attack enemies and for skellies to attack like nature kind of thing. When will you start making a dungeon? Depends. It depends. I have been trying for a good bit. We're gonna start. We're gonna fix something so we can draw while we do this. Let's go with a bench. So, what was I answering? The dungeon. Oh, I have been trying to design a dungeon. In fact, I think we did so on a few streams. And it's sort of slows down development. In the demo, I don't expect there to be a dungeon, maybe. I would like to get the cave in there and maybe have you detour through the cave if I have time. But I don't know that I will. So, once we get closer to the end, we'll see. With that, with the action system I set up, by the way, let me show that off just right quick. Like, it's a setup of different actions. Like, this is the one where she walks home. And it's a very simple method to tell her, that you're home. That one tells her you're home. This one moves to the home. And it queues them up and then triggers them off like in a little array. We have this one. This one causes the player. This is what causes the player to start walking at the beginning until he hits that point. The NPC faces towards him, does the emote, moves towards him, and then does the message, I think. Something like that. So yeah. So that's what I've been working on. And with that out of the way, I should be able to start doing a lot of the cutscenes type stuff that I was really concerned about. That seems to be working well enough. There's no parallel with it yet, so that remains to be seen, but yeah. Alright, so a bench. Let's see. I don't like that we're not referencing the other area, but it'll be alright. Well, let's see. Magic fireplaces. Now this world is very magical. I would like to dabble in some more sort of the magic imagery a lot. I'm going to grab this character. We're going to walk over here a bit, and we're going to fun. We're going to get an area closer towards the town center, maybe, to sort of get a feel for that area. Maybe this. I really like the scenery above here. Maybe we'll snag a screenshot from here. Should probably hide that tile set. Yeah. Let me do that right quick. That way we can be drawing in that area and get a figure for what we want to do. Because that's around the area I want to draw in. That would be in the level data. A sleeping cat on a bench. We could do that. Is there ever a reason to make the cat move off of the bench? Now, tall grass is something I do want to do at some point soon. Wait, I didn't even hide it, did I? I do want to look into some tall grass soon. because I think it would look really pretty. I have attempted it on a few times with no luck. I don't know if I even have the failed attempts anymore, but I'll have to take a look. Let's see. Okay. What about a horrifying kiwi statue? No. I don't know what I want to do with statues. Statues in games, I don't know, it's weird. I'm probably really weird about this, but statues in games, where am I even at? Oh. Statues in games are a bit meh to me. I overshot where I was going. Make a pet goose? I have the pets that I want right now. I'm not worried about pets at all. We might have a stream where we draw some pets, but I have the pets that I need. The truffles is probably gonna be the pet. Did I skip it again? Truffles is probably gonna be the pet that you encounter. Oh no, we're here. Never mind. I hit it. Okay, so we're gonna get a screenshot here, specifically here. A windmill. Yeah. I've considered a windmill. I think we're going to add that to the list. That's a big thing. I might have to draw that on the Discord, because that's something that would take up probably the entire stream. Moving statues in and out. We're not going to go too creepy with it. The town should be by water. The town has a river flowing through it. And there's probably going to be a beach. Summers. I haven't plotted out the world yet, but yeah. Okay, we're going to grab this for use for drawing. Alright, I just have to figure out the pixel. I think it's 3. Yeah. So we just need to scale this down 33.33%. Okay, this will be where we do some of our drawing, because this is the main area that I want to decorate. It's gonna be a very nature-like area, maybe sort of like a park kind of vibe, where there's maybe some flowers and some benches and that kind of thing. Statue like the weeping angels? No. If I did, it'd be a sleeping angel. Sawmill by the river. Oh, we could do a sawmill. I mean, that's getting into some scope creep. Is Lafo even near the river? Let me check that right quick. There's Lafo's house. I put him near the player because chances are he's probably going to be who sells the furniture that you'll buy. And I figured I'd put him real close to the house, to your house, so that you could be like, okay, I want some furniture, go there, come back, kind of thing. So that's where Lafo is. He's gonna have. We also need a bridge. I need to remember that. I'm gonna add that to my list. We're gonna need a couple bridges. I already have that one. We might reuse it. We need a vertical bridge there. One there. It's probably gonna be the same. We can just reuse it, and then one here. I think that's going to be all we need for bridges. Hello, welcome to the stream, Code to Code. You missed the stream last week? I don't even remember what we did last week. might have been the. There is a blacksmith. We need to redraw the blacksmith. Another time. We need to redraw the blacksmith. We need to redo Teddy's wife. We'll probably do those in the stream real soon, because I think I want them in the demo, especially the blacksmith. Did I give the blacksmith a house? Might be. No, I think that's the guard's house. That's the best friend's house. It's the guard's house. Selena. That's Teddy's little place, by the way. That's where he's going to be doing his cooking. Well, I'll have to fit something in here. That's a staple. We'll fit something in there, because I do think I want you to go visit the blacksmith, and I didn't even give him a house. How will the game be called? The game is called Zoe and the Cursed Dreamer. There's, I don't know if I put that in there. There's more information in the description there. And then on the Discord, we have a whole fact document I've been working on. So, back to this. What kind of theme do you want to use? I don't even know what we're talking about. Are the live stream saves like VODs on Switch? Yes. Every live stream that I've done on YouTube has been saved. If you go to the bottom of the homepage, on my homepage on YouTube, you should see the playlist. I keep them unlisted, the videos. How expensive will it be? $20, probably. Potentially more, but I mean, I don't think so. I'm probably going to be about $20. Which, for what I'm doing, I think is a steal. You should be able to ride trophies. What truffles? Oh, truffles. We have talked about that, actually. The design for it is interesting. We're going to get drawing on the bench, though, because I have stalled enough. We're going to load the default palette. What do I want to use? I'm probably going to use these woods here for the bench. I want to do... I don't want to do a side bench just yet. We probably would at some point, but I don't want to do one just yet. Maybe. That's a tricky perspective. So I think we're going to do a regular bench. I want to grab the NPCs so we can have some reference here. For the who's going to be walking by them. You should have an entire thing here. Here. Okay. Oh, by the way, there's Snail Dude if y'all haven't seen him. Let's grab the player right quick. There. And we'll grab one more. Who do we grab? I think we'll grab Teddy, but we'll also grab somebody else. Because Teddy, he was meant to be bigger than he is. And then everybody else ended up getting bigger than him. Which is funny, in my opinion. Oh, wait, where's Teddy? Here. Which I think is pretty amusing. Where are you at? There. And so we're not just gonna use him, we're gonna use one more. We'll use the guard. There. And boom. No, come on now. Ace right. Great, but sometimes I didn't even right. Okay. That's gonna be a little tricky then. We'll just copy the whole thing and put there. There we go. Dereku, $20. Well, thank you, bud. A few ideas. Clothesline. Then there's washboards for those flaw. Washboards are good. We're going to do clothesline. Washboard's really good. Washboard for those flagpoles. In which case, does the town or of the faction have flags? That's an interesting idea to consider. I hadn't considered flags. We'll put it down and we can discuss it. Workbench or anvils, like a barrel full of weapons, maybe. It's also good. Workbench would be good, especially if we do any kind of crafting or anything. Barrel full of weapons is interesting too. Might go ahead and jump on that one. Sounds more interesting than a bench, if you ask me. And anvils. Anvil is also good. Thank you, Dereku. We also need to reduce stumps as well. Whoops. Because I have a stump, but it's garbage. Okay. There. All right. We're going to do a barrel of weapons. Actually, in fact, we have a barrel. What happened there? No, that's an old thing. Get rid of that. We have a barrel here. We can go ahead and steal from. There. What kind of weapons do we put in this thing? Some are easy. Start drawing a tree, then just stop part of the way up. That's the problem, though. I can't draw trees. I stole these trees from an old game of mine. A barrel of weapons should be interactable. It starts out with 2 swords that you can take. If there's a blacksmith or whatever and you need more weapons, you could buy some and put them in there. Could be. I don't want to start developing that kind of interaction with the mace swords and battle axes. Yes, I don't want to start doing that kind of interactivity right now because it's not necessary, and I'm really short on time for the demo right now. I only have like a month, 2 months and a half. That's not considering the time for Kickstarter and Steam and all that fun stuff, all the promotional art and everything. We are crunching time right now. Wait, let me go back to Deriku. Maces, swords, and battle axes. Maces, swords. We also need these just for in general. Because, I mean, the player is probably going to be able to use maces and swords and battle axes. Might be a little cruel to tease it in the demo. Well, that might also actually be a helpful thing. But yeah. A bow rack would be another idea. A bow rack. Do you have an anvil? I don't have an anvil. I need an anvil. Because the blacksmith is going to need it. Will the Steam version be compatible with Mac? Yeah. More than likely. I can't imagine why not. We're just going to get started. Alright, so I want to start with a battle axe. Me personally, I'm a big battle axe kind of guy. If I play a warrior class, I enjoy a good battle axe. So we're going to start off with a battle axe. We're not going to be too concerned with the colors. In fact, we're going, pop this up on another layer and group it, excuse me. If I can remember how. That is a terrible keybind for that. Okay. Battle axe is best axe. It is best axe. I really like a good battle axe. So we're going to design this as if it was on the player. Like if the player was using this. And then we'll spin it around. It's going to be pretty big probably. Oh, I got a grid snap on. I must have flipped it on accident. And I don't know how to turn it off. Hold on. I don't even know that, there it is. Get out of here. You know, A-Sprite had a grid snap. There we go. Alright. So here's the battle axe. We should bring in the sword for comparison. Right quick. Just right quick. Shouldn't take too long. Attacks. There's the bow, which I need to make not as floppy. I've been getting a lot of complaints about how floppy my bow is. There's the sword. Oops. Just gonna pop that in there. Boop. Oh, come on now. You gotta stop that. There we go. Bring this guy down here so we can get a good comparison. Alright. Have you ever used LibreSprite? Is there any difference in LibreSprite and A-Sprite? Isn't LibreSprite just like A-Sprite, but somebody compiled it for you? Like an old version of A-Sprite or something? I'm pretty sure that's the case. I see other people using A-Sprite. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The people who made A-Sprite did a really good job of it. So, oh, don't do that. So, I like to think that it's nice to contribute, and I contribute support the good work that they did on it. Am I using the sword texture? I did. Oh well. Oh well. No, we want to keep moving. Okay. Alright, so we want this. How big do we want this? My concern with big weapons, and this is already an issue, is that you can shove them through walls, and it looks weird. In fact, I'll go ahead and demonstrate right quick. Oh, I'm just getting nowhere today, huh? And I've been thinking about ways to fix this. It's not a big concern. I'm not like overly worried about this kind of thing. But like, as you can probably imagine, if we run up to this wall here, we can stick our sword through it. And big weapons make that even more prominent. So it's something I'm concerned about. Not terribly. Like, if someone's gonna be like, herder, you can stick a sword through the wall. I'll be like, yeah, well, I'm not concerned with it, you know? Like, there are bigger things to be dealing with, and swords are not one of them. Or walls are not one of them. But it is still something that I'm considering. How big do we want this thing? But at the same time, I would really like some big weapons, like battle axe here. I don't usually play a warrior class. I'm more of a mage kind of character myself. But when I do, I like a good hardy battle axe. The axe is a real chunker. Maybe you can do a thing like some FPS games where the weapon moves back when next. That's a really good idea. Oh, that's a really good idea. That's clever. I appreciate that idea. I didn't know they did that. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Well, I don't pay attention. I don't play a lot of FPS games. Move weapon away from wall when near. That's a really simple idea. Because here I was thinking of like a silly kind of if like shrinking the sprite kind of thing. Not shrinking, but like messing with the sprite's region to not render it behind the wall, like checking for collisions and all that stuff. Like, but your idea is very, very good. And I appreciate that. The axe is thick with a 7. It is thick. We're currently shaping it right now. I should probably get a reference. But I've wasted enough time. So we'll worry about a reference later. Not too bad. Hidden cheese is collectible. Really cool axe. Thank you. It's getting there. It's getting there. What I should do is bring the symmetry up. That really would make it a lot easier. Okay. Bring that up. That way we can we don't have to worry about keeping it even. Do have to fix it the way it was though, but that looks about right. There. Okay. And then we can shape it. Can you throw axes and swords? As an ability, we could certainly do something like that. I'm thinking we do maybe some throwing knives, throwing axes, little hatchets, maybe. In the full game, there's going to be probably quite a few different types of weapons. Let's see. But yeah, probably have different types of weapons. Quite a few. Especially since something we've been talking about this for a bit, is doing away with the sort of abilities maybe in favor of like an enchantment system to where you would put a special attack on your weapon and then use it maybe with a right click or something like that. That way I don't have to do as many animations. Like, have it not be like the slam attack or whatever, but like, you know, maybe like a flame attack or a throw weapon kind of thing. I really like that idea, and it's good for customization, I think. You always have the best ideas. This is the McDude guy. As much weapons as you can possibly have you really want to make magic fun to use and have plenty of options. Let's see. Yeah. Magic is going to be the big thing, though. It's a very magical world. In fact, I'm not going to, but I'm almost tempted just to be like, you're a mage. you have no options. You're a mage. But no, we're not going to do that. But it's a very magical world, and mage is probably going to be the best playthrough. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I'm going to be going all out on the mage design, because mages are great. And I just like the world building potential for it. This Axe is looking weird. We ain't gonna get too deep into it though, because if you really like cheese, I can see that. You could have other classes learn at least 1 or 2 spells. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Is like you'll have a spell book. Everybody will have a spell book. But mage classes will specifically have more powerful spells. Because the adrenaline system, like the way we could do that is like everybody has some kind of magic ability. Maybe. And like maybe everybody can do some kind of low level magic. I think that would be cool. But the mages get the really cool stuff like the summon skelly and the which by the way, for the new people that haven't seen, probably got a few new people here. Make cheese the 4th class. Cheese mancer. No, we're not gonna be doing anything too much with cheese. Sorry to disappoint you, but you can summon your own skelly here, and he'll follow you around. He'll even fight other skellies and stuff like that. And so, like, this will be a necromancer specialization class spell. We'll have maybe like a summoner that can summon different kinds of entities and stuff. Make the cost limiting at the wizard can have a bigger mana pool. The mana is interesting in this game in that it's not actually mana, it's adrenaline. So like in most games, and this is a really weird thing that I've found I have to design around. In most games, having a high mana pool lets you reserve your mana, whereas in this game it's adrenaline based, so you build it up, and so it's not as beneficial to reserve it. Because you build it up during the battle. Like, so long as you're casting it as you're getting it, it doesn't matter what your mana reserve is, which is an interesting thing. And something that I'll have to sort of figure out how I'm going to design around. Bam. How hard would it be to implement? I don't know what that is. I don't know. A druid that give you a boost to magic attacks or something like that. I hate to tell y'all guys, but there's not going to be a lot of cheese stuff. Y'all are going way too overboard on the cheese thing. Like, it's not going to have that much cheese. Y'all might be getting the wrong impression. Let's see. Cheese is just a good thing. It's just a nice thing. Sometimes we enjoy cheese. No need to go overboard with it. Alright. So yeah, that's going to be the axe. We're going to... I like how simple it is, though. I'm going to... Oops. Going to pop it there. So we can have its own layer. Nope. And it's looking pretty good. I like how that looks. I mean, it's very simple, but it's effective. I like it. That's the sword. We'll keep that around. This one's probably a... Get out of here. This is probably just a... No, that's the barrel. Okay. Alright, so we're going to name this layer as well. Barrel. Are you going to make a monk character in the magical world? I will make a note for it, but it's never occurred to me to make a monk character. But it's something to consider. What about shields? I've considered shields. I want to make a note for that. Shields, I don't know. I feel they make gameplay too passive, like you sit around waiting when you have a shield. Whereas I would prefer you to be a more active and moving about. If you're going to do long range weapons, they could have some sort of passive ability. What do you mean by that, Fluffy Tuffy? Fluffy Fluffy. Fluffy Fluffy? That's an interesting name. implement a system to vary the level of zoom as a setting. We'll have to see. I don't like playing with scale. And I feel like if I just gave that option, everybody would just zoom out. And the reason it's so zoomed in is so it looks nice when I'm rotating stuff. The more zoomed in it is, the easier it is to rotate stuff like this, because you have more pixels for the rotation. So there's that. I'm going to copy this. Can we paste that there? Boom, got it. All right, then we're gonna spin this guy around. We might rotate it a bit. Oops, don't do that. Oh, come on now. Might rotate it a bit and then redraw, something like that. And then we just retouch up the sprite a little bit. How does each weapon that a character holds know whether was it his or what it hit an enemy or an ally? That uses the faction system that that the next devlog is going to be about when I have the time to get around to making it. I have a faction system, and I can show it right quick. It's not very complicated. But as you can see here, I've got these little factions here where I can set off like who they are and that kind of thing. And so in the faction system, I can say the player can attack enemies, that kind of thing. And there's a sort of a bit masking going on. And so whenever the player attacks, it tells the sword, this is the mask that I can target. Whenever you hit something, to compare that mask and see if it can hit it, that kind of thing. And then it also checks for like overrides, like little exceptions for things that like imagine the summon Skelly spell that I did earlier. It's an undead, but it can also attack enemies. So I have a little override that's like you can attack enemies kind of thing. Well, it does the faction system. I'm more of the frenzy thing. This looks like meh. I made a frenzy spell that I showcased in the Discord some time ago. I don't know if it'll be in the game. It's something I'm prototyping, but you can cast it on an enemy, and it'll start attacking anything that's nearby. And whenever it does that, everybody that's nearby goes, "Oh, okay, so we're going at it, huh?" And then it sort of appends it to a list of things that it can attack. If not, then it sort of screws up the targeting system. There's probably other ways around it, but that's the way I chose to go with it. What about a spear that's like twice as long as a sword to give the player more reach? I actually have a spear sprite. James. What does the main character have? No arms, but the NPCs who have arms. I think they should all have no arms because that is a unique thing that adds to the overall world, in my opinion. We've considered this. We've talked about this. I don't want to take away everybody's arms just for the sake of the player. It is possible. And we made a joke one time. This may not even be the case because we did this recently. We joked a long time ago about when we add party members, we're going to have to remove their hands so they can use weapons. But that would be like a giveaway that they're a party member. So if you remember the old like Final Fantasy stuff, whenever you encountered a character and you could change their name, it's like, oh, that's a party member. So same idea there. But the player should be changed based off of the level. I don't know what you mean. But yeah, I don't like the idea of getting rid of the other player's arms. I think it goes a long way towards their character, but it does make things tricky. Like for example, the guard. Well, not necessarily. The guard's going to be able to attack other entities. Like Teddy won't. Teddy's only going to ever run away. But the guard might have to do some attacking. This is such a tricky pixel. And so he needs to be able to attack. Oh, I hate this. Whose idea was it to rotate that? But I think since you don't, he's not controlled like the player, and he doesn't have to attack in 360 degrees. I might just have him attack in 4 directions, especially if I start doing front-facing sprites, which I'm considering doing soon. I don't want to, but I'm considering it. Maybe the same for the Scalies as well. We'll have to see. Maybe the party members don't have to be humans. One of them is not, for sure. Old Mad Catter, he's not human. Let's see. Are you doing the game music yourself? Yes, I'm doing everything for myself at the moment. Snowman party member. For those who haven't seen it, we'll pull out the snow members and see what's mentioned. Possibly. I mean, everything's possible. I think a snail member party, snailman party member would be cool. Oh, come on, Ace Right. You are just doing something today. There we go. There's a snowman. Maybe. I think it would be cool to have him as a party member. Not necessarily him, but like maybe a snail person. Because he was just a happy accident. Not happy accident, but just a fun little thing I added recently. But I think it would be fun to build up some snowman lore. Maybe a quest where you put salt. No, don't put salt on snails. That's cruel. Add party members, maybe. Yes, we already did that. I mean, they're not functionally in the game yet, but we drew some in the previous stream. I hate this thing here. Let me try rotating this. But whatever. We're going to leave it there. We get the idea. We're going to grab a spear, because I have a spear, actually. Somebody mentioned a spear earlier. There is already a spear, and I started working on the implementation for it, but never quite got there. There's the spear weapon. It's meh. I don't like it, but still. Should be good for getting the idea across. That barrel is in that. Did I really? Wait. Okay. We're going to bring you out of here. There. There's the spear. I'll bring this down here. We got those on separate layers, though, so I can sort of change it around as I need it. Derek, $10. Thank you, bud. I'll keep donating until you put a character named Derek or a variation of that. What have you considered a jester character? A jester character. I think we did. We did. Hold on. I think I even made a card for it. 1 second there, bud. I might have made a card for it. I might have not have. Huh. There was a really cool jester character we pulled up as a reference in a stream recently. And it was like a purplish, like not really a really over the top sort of kind of gesture. It was more of a somber gesture with deep purples and very depressing looking. But they was very calm looking at the same time. And it was really crazy. It was like really caught the eye, you know what I mean? And I don't think I made a note for that, but I do remember it. And I'm going to, because it was a really cool picture. I wish I would have saved it. I think it was on Pinterest. Let me just really, really quickly, because it was really cool. This one. Yes, I knew it was going to find it. So quick one. This gesture right here. And that has inspired me to make a sort of interesting, mysterious character. So we'll have to see. I think it could be a lot of fun. Derek the cleric. we already have a cleric. Can we design an enemy today? No, we are doing we're doing this. If it's on the card, I like the title. It's what we need to do. It's what the stream says. But we'll look into doing some enemies sometime soon. I don't need enemies right now, and I need decorations right now, like badly, very badly need decorations right now, and so that's why we're doing this today. Probably not the most exciting thing. It's not as exciting as characters or whatever, but it is necessary. Fester the Jester. Fester's cool. I like Fester. Now, if y'all want to talk about NPCs, we could do that. Maybe some character designs kind of thing. Because I imagine it's not too interesting talking about spears. Oh. Let me make a card for Fester. Maybe I'm going to put that. Fester the Jester. Maybe I'm going to put that image there too. Just right quick. And then we'll remove the cover. Boom. Got it in there. Alright. Because I think that's a really cool character design. How did you learn to make such advanced AI? Anything to suggest? That video is sort of a culmination of about a year's work for me. Of playing around, experimenting with stuff like that. If you go into the description, though, there's a link to an article that gave me the idea of doing the checking for weights around it. But other than that, it's just me figuring stuff out, playing around with values and stuff like that. That looks terrible with that axe. Axe just keep getting worse. Like, there's no winning for that axe. What if I don't want to, what if we just darken that a little bit? That's terrible. It's just awful. Oh, that's even, okay, wait, hold on. If we're going to combine these together, we have to get rid of the outline. That way. Might need a darker wood. Let me rename this. I was thinking we'd just layer them on top and have different variations, but that might not work. I checked channel, nice music. I'm a sub open Derek. You make music, Derek. I'll have to check it out. The axe can be over the sphere. The axe could be over the sphere. Could look better as a regular axe. Oh, that's better already. There we go. I think that's what we're going to do. It could. Maybe if we lower it. Let's try lowering it. Yeah, looks a little better. We still have to figure out. This is a terrible look for it, though. Pixel art's tricky. Have you considered having volunteers help out for the decorations? No. I think I'm wanting to go most of it solo for where I can. Bit of a sentimental game for me. If it's possible for me to do it solo, I would appreciate it more. Because it is such a dear thing to my heart. You should make a shield. The shield can block stuff, but it can be thrown like a boomerang. I mean, it's not to say that I guaranteed to go solo. It depends on the scope of the game, but I personally would be like more proud of it if I were to be able to finish it solo. I think the axe is too large, dwarfs the barrel. Well, it's what we pulled from here. Or we could make it smaller, but yeah, we could do that. Could just draw a whole new axe. I'm not too concerned with it right now, though. It's more of a concept thing. But yeah, I'll make a note. In fact, we'll copy this. Just so we can play around with that. Oh, I didn't want you though. Get rid of that. And you, I'm going to bring outside. There. Okay. So here we can play around with that just ever so quickly. Do you feel like the devlog slowed your progress down with your game? It's yes, but it was also good for the early motivation. Like having to do all that work and getting people to notice the game has really helped a lot for keeping me working on it. Because now I'm sort of obligated to finish it, if that makes sense. So in a way, it's helped. It did slow it down. In fact, that's the reason I'm not doing weekly anymore. Is because it was such a drag on the progress that, like, there was a lot of stuff that was getting pushed aside. Like the day that I decided I'm going to stop doing weekly videos, I spent that day fixing things that needed fixing that I didn't have time to fix when doing the weekly videos, and it was so refreshing to get all that stuff fixed because it was starting to get a little messy, and so I am glad that I took that time. But yes, it did slow it down a bit. Oh, this is terrible. This is the worst. No, get out of here. I don't even want to look at you, man. That was a terrible idea for rotating the axis. Well, I'll figure it out. But that axe looks cool. I like how that looks. Add an ability to make you throw anything like a boomerang. That's a possibility, actually. That's I'm going to make a note of that. It reminds me of I think, what is it, the ninja class in Final Fantasy? There's also, I think it was 6 or 3, whichever system you're playing. They had the like Shade or whatever his name was that could throw items. Reminds me of that, and I think that's an interesting thing. Throw items as weapons. I don't know that that'll make it into the game, but it's a really funny idea. And so something to consider. Weapon rack. Yeah, let's do a weapon rack. That'll be quick and easy, actually, since we don't have to rotate stuff. Okay, so I'm going to call this weapon barrel. People be silly. Maybe some weapons will be better thrown like a spear than others. That's what I was thinking. Probably not something I would do for the demo for sure, because it would probably have to go. Well, I don't have that many weapons. It's the beautiful thing about vertical slicing is I don't have to make a lot of changes when I make a big change like that. But I could have weapons have a throw factor that affects how good their throwing is. So you could imagine like a throwing knife would have a better throw factor than a book. Kind of thing. Maybe like Breath in the Wild, use it like an extra sort of attempt to finish an enemy, where it hits the enemy, it would break it, but do a lot of damage. I don't know that I want to do weapon durability, and I don't want to make it to where some things break. Like I have a random chance for things to break, because imagine there would be like a quest weapon or something. I'd have to make it unbreakable. I'd have to make it to where you can't lose it. It's like, so that is something to consider with thrown weapons as well in general. Like, what if you have a quest weapon? You either have to remove that option from the gameplay that cannot be used in the design, or you have to find something else to work around that. It's a very interesting idea. Or you saw one of your videos and your game looks fun. Hope it goes well. It's going well so far. Very happy with it. The spearhead colors are backwards. You're probably right. The reason was the way it was before. I haven't reshaded it, and that's the reason it's like that before. It's because that. But I suppose it might make more sense if it's like this. But it looks weird. I think I tried that before. What if I? It's a little better, actually. Yeah. I like that better. Appreciate you. I appreciate it. Let's go back to what we were doing. We'll fix it here as well. It would return to you after you throw it. See, we'd have to do that for every kind of item like that, and it might be weird, and that would give you a good advantage to keeping that weapon for that purpose. So it's it's a workaround, yes, but it still has its issues. That's not as good. But let's consider something. Mike Brown, keep up the good work. Thank you for the 10. Gotta learn what that is, Mike. Mike. Why do I keep calling you Mark? I gotta learn what that is. What is that? A pound? British pounds. Thank you very much, Mike. We working hard over here. Mike Brown. I think that's why I keep getting it confused. Pounds are heavy. Pounds are pretty heavy. They're about a pound. For variants, maybe play around with the heights and sizes of the weapons. Maybe add the sword in as well. Add some coats of rust. Yeah, we could do all that kind of stuff. Like maybe have a rusty sword, that kind of thing. Not for the demo. The demo, I just need a regular sword. And probably some other weapon variants, which is what I'm going to be doing probably soon. Because I do want to give the idea that there are different weapon types. So like the axe, probably. What should we do mechanically for the axe? Be slower for sure. More of a sweeping edge, like a broader attack. Would have more range due to its size. Cleave attack for an axe? Yeah. Overhead swing of charge for wind. Oh, jeez. Our slash area slash seems like a good one. Yeah. Now keep in mind we're streamlining combat. I don't want to get combat too complicated, and I think with the abilities I started straying in that direction. So what I'm thinking with for those new, I'm thinking about phasing out abilities in favor of like an alternate attack that you sort of enchant onto your weapon. So imagine an axe. You'd have a regular axe. You'd swing it like normal, and maybe if you right click, it uses some of your adrenaline to cast like a fire swing kind of thing, or a dash attack, or anything that's not going to require me to do a lot of animations, because originally I wasn't going to do character customization, and I decided that with the game picking up interest and everything, we're probably going to need multiplayer with character customizations, and I don't want to have to draw like all the abilities and all the customizations and stuff like that. So I'm sort of pulling back on the abilities and aiming more towards that kind of thing. Kind of like in Starbound. Exactly. Like, it's inspired by Starbound, the way that works. But instead of having it randomly on random proc gen weapons, you sort of put it on there what you want. Like, I've got this iron sword, I can put on what I want on it, kind of thing. And then, yeah. A knockback attack, yeah. So, like, in fact, we'll go ahead and make a list of the types of attacks it can have. So yeah, like a knockback's a good one. But the kind of thing where it doesn't need a lot of animations is the kind of attack I'm looking for. We can get rid of that. Need to make a checklist for that. So I imagine an axe would be really good for knockback. You know what we also need? I think this didn't mean to turn into a weapon stream, but hey, here we are. We are going to be doing like a weapon rack. Maybe a blacksmith soon. Probably do an anvil. We'll probably just make this a weapon-themed decoration stream. We'll do some blacksmith stuff here in a little bit. But I'm also going to make a hammer right quick. Shift. Yes. I'm going to bring this up here. Wouldn't the abilities bound to the weapon make mages have to carry like 5 wands? Yeah. No. I'm thinking with that, is you'll have like a spell book that you can click and it opens your spells and you can drag them onto your hotbar and unbinding the hotbar from the inventory. So that we're also like Starbound where it's not well, like you drag it up to the inventory and that puts the slot but not stores it kind of thing. And I'm thinking we can bind spells to the hotbar as well. Rust to remove the wood from the barrels. Wait, what? Add a straight plank to hold the 2 iron rings and I don't know what you're talking about. It also seems like a weapon that does more damage the more you charge it up. Might be good to add to the list at least. Easy to animate, just scale the sprite. We'd have to make sure that the player knows to hold it. But yes, we could do that. So, but we'd have to find some way to make sure that the players, they don't get the weapon, they start clicking it, going, what does it do, kind of thing. Hammer should momentarily stun the enemy. Yes, we can do a stun thing, like a stun sweep. But we're going to draw a hammer right quick, because hammers are going to be, you know, an interesting thing. They're especially good for knockback. A sword with a huge knockback, so you can just eat your enemies. We're not going to go too over the top with it. It is a serious game with a serious story and all that kind of stuff. How big do we make? Do we make this handle regular? Probably. And then we'll get, once we get this guy, we'll put these onto a weapon rack. Let me get a brighter color. It's harder to see. When we'll be able to play? The demo is expected to be out at the end of March. So look for that. I'm going to be setting up an email list soon so that y'all can get notifications for that if y'all want it. And I'm going to announce it on the Discord. So if you're part of the Discord, you'll get an announcement for it. Even if it's early access. Now this is going to be a demo. It's not going to be early access. In fact, I'm thinking I might not even do early access. Just straight up build the game, done, and then do procedural, not procedural, continual development. Probably round this off more. I don't have much of an interest in doing early access, especially for like a story thing. Like it would be possible, but I kind of want to give it away and then not give it away, but like throw it out there and y'all be like play through the story kind of thing and then be done with it. Or continue playing it, whatever you want to do. Like I don't want to sort of drag it on kind of thing. Now, how do we do this? How long have you been working on this game so far? Since July 2nd, I believe. You can always check by going to the playlist on the homepage. I started developing, I started streaming the very first day of development. I'm pretty sure it was July 2nd. That needs to go into fact. It does at this point, yes. Man, I have tons of free time. I can always bug test. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hit you up for bug testing, Dereku. You've earned it, bud. So we'll be bug testing soon. I'm going to reach out to some people, probably within the next week or two. So expect to hear from me, Dereku. Unless you're talking about the early accessing and all that stuff. But for the demo, yeah, the demo we're going to be doing that real soon. Bug testing and just overall seeing how it feels, kind of thing. Getting feedback, improving, polishing, all that stuff. Dereku is on the Discord. He'll even participate in chat. Is that going to be the Vikings weapon? It would be interesting if you could fight with a friend system, letting him assist you in battle. There's going to be party members. Lafu isn't expected to be one of them. And this is going to be this is a hammer for the player to use. For us to do, well, maybe Lafu. He would be an interesting one. But yeah. What if we make this bigger? That's interesting. Alright. It doesn't look how I want it to. I'll probably still touch a few things up. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. There's also, in a previous video, I showed off a hatchet that I was going to use to remove furniture items, and I was talking about how I'm worried about it being seen as used for chopping down trees and stuff. And I don't want to have tree chopping mechanic. I don't want to have resource gathering to that extent. And Aniki suggested swapping it out for a mallet, like a wooden mallet. And the wooden mallet might be a weapon as well. I don't think I made a mallet. We'll have to look into that. But I ain't going to make it right now. Are the videos coming back, or are you just doing lives now? The videos are low priority right now while I do the devlogs. Yeah, so the low priority. They're. I mean, like I haven't stopped doing them. I'm just really, really focused on the development right now, which is like what we're doing here. We're getting these items ready for the demo, because the demo is expected really soon, like end of March. And so I'm doing like a really big push to get everything that I need. So I have not stopped. I just don't have the time for it right now. I don't like how that looks, but it gets the idea. Anyhow, let's make a weapon rack. Let us go over to the interior for this one. So let me grab the hammer. And even after I do even after the demo is out, I'm still going to do devlogs and stuff. It's not going to be as often as it was, like weekly. I'm not going to go back to weekly. Twice a week, or not twice. Twice a month is still pushing it. I would like to do at least once a month. That shouldn't be too difficult, but we'll have to see. But it might also take a while after that, after the Kickstarter, because usually Kickstarters are busy for developers before and after. Why are you not doing both? So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to grab these though. But yeah, very busy time right now. Do you have any chance of choosing a color palette, and the colors on the left are the only colors that's used for all sprites? So the ones I'm using right now, it's the palette that I've built. Yes, it's my default palette. As for color, I mentioned this in a previous stream. What I do is I'll find something that I like. There's been several things. Sometimes what I did for the example that I just mentioned was hair. I needed the hair for, who was it? I think it was the best friend. Maybe. I needed to get that red hair, and what I did was I actually went and found red hair, and then I studied it. I went and like, there's that color. I picked a random color and I looked at it. I prefer using this one, and I looked at the saturation and the lightness and stuff like that. And I sort of studied how the light affects it, how the shadows are affected, the saturation between them, and all that fun stuff. And then for her, because it's, a cartoony game, I amped it up a little bit. Usually the saturation gets amped up when you do cartoony stuff. And then I sort of played around with that. As for like when I very first started, I did the same thing, but with Link to the Past. I really love Link to the Past colors. And so I pulled up a screenshot from Link to the Past. I looked at the colors. I looked at the saturation values, the hues, and all that fun stuff. And then I picked it my own using that knowledge. So that's what I suggest. And then if you do it enough times, you sort of get a feel for how you want things to look. But that takes practice. And we're going to grab the hammer. So we're going to grab the hammer. There we go. Okay. We're going to put it on the wall here. All right. So we're going to use this color right now. They're both Okay. Gonna name these right quick. I think that one's the hammer. This is the axe. And then, is this an empty layer? We'll just take that. Whose house is this? This is just a house. In fact, actually, it might be in the thing. Let me look. This is just a house I was using for reference. Might have been an older house. Might have been removed. Yeah. It's not... Well, it looks like it might be this one. No, I don't think so. Yeah, just a nobody's house. Just something I made for a reference. I think the hammer should have a darker gray for the tips instead of the lighter white color. We can try that. What about this? Maybe. Also take we're practice helps a lot. Yeah, we have a low spec channel, low spec channel. Yeah, for people that have been doing the daily pixel art, just practice every day. It's good stuff. Could you make a setup tour or something? Setup tour for what? Could add like a shrine to the weapons. What do we need a weapon shrine for? Sounds silly. We're gonna add a weapon rack though. All right, we're gonna get us a good dark color here to start with. Weapon rack. How do we want this to look? Maybe just a plaque, right? Plaque sounds fine. Let's grab the axe then. Something like that. That. Bit big. A little bit big. Well, that's fine though. I've been thinking about making the walls taller. We'll see. Alright. So I'm going to also throw this here. Probably maybe look up weapon rack here in just a second to get an idea. Okay. Make an ability of the spear so that you can throw it and later pick it up. Animation: the spear moves through the sky and falls to the ground. I'm gonna have a throw spear thing. Wouldn't be too bad. We'd still have the essential item issue, but we could less of an issue so long as we don't make spears essential items ever. Or if it's an like an enchant thing, probably have it to where you can't put that enchant on that specific one. Like maybe you can't remove enchants, and so you can't remove, or you can't even remove enchants from unique items or whatever. And then have it to where you can't, like you have to have the throw enchant for that to work. Could do. How's your day going? Do you have a headache? If so, if it's too bad, I do too. I have a little bit of a headache, but not too bad. Have you already implemented any of the weapons, or is it just sprites? We just drew these, so I haven't implemented any of these yet. We just drew these for the sole purpose of decorative stuff. Getting the weapon plaques and stuff going. I have to bring this down a little bit more. Oh, wait. Is that a thing? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Wait, what just happened there? Oh, that's less exciting. I was thinking I control clicked and it selected around the item, but never mind. Okay. This might not work as a plaque, actually. This might have to be hung up vertically, now that I think about it. Like that. Get rid of this. And then we could have like this color here. Bring it above the axe. Nope, get rid of this. Sort of have like a rest there. Something like that. I think that looks a little better. Decorations and talking. Town decoration wise, maybe wood piles. Wood piles is good. Wood pile. That would go with the wood stove that we need to do as well. Epic battle axe. What's this for? For this is for decoration. For later on, we're going to add it as a player weapon. Same with the hammer. In fact, let's see. Oh, I did that on that layer. Interesting. We're going to add that there, just over on top. Kind of looks like the transparent texture, though. It almost looks invisible. All right, we're going to bring this guy over here and do the same thing, because same rule applies. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, that is even worse. What if, instead of there, maybe we lean it off into the corner. Like that. Hang it diagonally. Or, yeah, that's also an option too. I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to go grab another hammer. And we're going to do both, because I like both ideas. Crap. There. And then this one, we get like a diagonal thing going. Yeah. It's no wonder I had such an issue rotating that axe sprite earlier. If that's as good as a rotation as it can be done. Okay, and then we add this again. We'll do it here and one here. I wonder what it would look like that. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to put like a dark texture there, so that it stands out. There as well. Something like that. I don't like it though. A cat on the table? No. I want to do more decorative things. Now you just need maybe a random puddle in the grass would make a nice prop. That would be good for when we add a rain system, which I need to consider soon. Because I want to do a rain system. I don't think I'll have time to do it for the demo, but it is something I would like to do as I get in the polish phase and can do so well. Anvil vase. Yeah, we're going to do an anvil here in just a second, more than likely. Now that we have all these weapons, because I said it's going to be more of a theme thing. Day-night cycle. I already have a day-night cycle. It's not going to be in the demo though. I mean, it will, but it's not going to. It's going to be scripted. So many good ideas. Nice. Maybe the whole idea of having these weapons inside of a house is wrong. Well, I mean, they're not going to necessarily go inside this house. I just needed a wall. Oh, cauldron, yes. We'll do that in just a second because I wanted to get that for the witch. If you add rain, please make its volume controllable separate from the rest of the game. What do you mean? Like lower it for performance reasons, or what are we talking about? Maybe potion bottles for the witch. Oh, potions good. In fact, we might just go towards that direction. I think that would be cool. So yes, potions. Let's do cauldron real quick. Well, maybe not a cauldron, because I don't want to get the idea that she's a cackling witch in the woods. She's not that kind of witch. She's more of just like a village healer kind of person. Well, which doesn't make sense now that we have the best friend and she's actually a cleric. I just now realized that. the trouble with designing this kind of thing. Hanging herbs. Hanging herbs not too detailed. In fact, we can take a look at that. Well, I think we might do more of a herb garden at first. Scourgeoner's cat for the witch. If she's crazy enough, a cat graveyard. No, she's not. I don't think we're going to do that kind of crazy. She's a friendly witch. Yes, she's a friendly witch. Very much so. Her whole deal is, I mean, she's the town witch. Like if you've ever played The Witcher, and you've seen the witches that live away from town, but they still do things like help out the town by offering healing services and stuff like that. Kind of the same idea there. Make a crystal ball. She's not that kind of witch. Not a gimmicky witch is what I'm trying to get across. She's more of like just probably more of like a druid type character than anything. A town healer type, yeah. Like I said, that's tricky though because like the best friend is the cleric, kind of. Well, kind of what's that kind of, but yeah, herbalist, kind of like an herbalist, yeah. Some books we have these here. We could do a pile of books. Yeah, actually, we do need to do a pile of books because we have the forest hermit, and he's more of a scholarly type. We'll look at him right quick. We have this guy right here. Where is he at? Here he is. Okay. This guy. He needs some decorations too. Hey, Sprite, buddy. Oh, what's the thing? That's his staff. There we go. Nope. Hey, Sprite. Copy the Sprite, please. Oh, come on now. There we go. We got it. Okay, so this guy. Let me just do that right quick. There. So we need some decorations for this guy's house. Do you have a name for the game? Zoe and the Cursed Dreamer. What is used to create the scene? I'm just using a sprite. It's not the actual scene. It's just more of a mock-up. It's not the actual in the game. It's just the art itself. Okay. So, some books, some pile of books. Let me pull in the bookshelf thing here. That way we can have that for reference. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that color there. And we'll just do it like a pile of books. Let me look up for a reference. Pile of books, because that seems like it'd be trickier than I want. There's a stack of books. Stack of books works. You heard of Game of Never from Miz? I'm guessing the video we did. Is there going to be any side quests? Yeah, there's more than likely going to be plenty of side quests. I'm thinking of doing more of, what is it called? Intrinsic? Something like that. Kind of game designed where, like, it's not so much, hey, you, I've got a quest for you. Go and do this for me kind of thing. More of a, you go out and explore and find stuff to do. And it's more of a motivated by the fact of exploration type of gameplay. Because me personally, when I get like side quests and stuff like that, I feel like it's more like checking off a list, and I don't like that feeling. And so the idea that I want to try to do is just go and explore stuff. If you find something great, an open book on the table, we could do that too. We'll go ahead and concept that out right quick so I don't have to make a note for it. Just a little. Now, you'll notice like with this rug and stuff, I'm wanting to do in like less rigid type of drawing and more almost painterly, if that makes sense. I think that would be a cool concept. Not really painterly, but like, because it is a cartoon. But like, just the style of the way that I go about it. I think that would be really interesting. Let's see. Assume the main character is Zoe, but who is the cursed dreamer? You would assume incorrectly. So, how about a treasure chest that's actually a mimic? Yeah. There's a mimic pet planned. That's going to sort of look as like it's going to provide like a portable storage system. Like if you choose to use it as your pet, then you can have on-the-go storage kind of thing. I think that'd be cool. And you're so good at drawing pixel art. Well, thank you. I love the style of the game so much. I'm glad. I'm pretty happy with it. What if the fortune teller lives in a stone house? Why would a fortune teller live in a stone house? For some reason, I chuckle there because I'm thinking of the Three Little Pigs, and maybe he's smart enough to know that something's going to happen, so he should live in a house where he needs it. But why are you suggesting he lives in a and then the mimic chest? Oh, we have to. Yes, that is a really good idea. That's so good. Chester. Okay. You want to give the wizard guy a pet? We talked about this on the stream, actually. Let me pull it up if I can find it. We was going to give him... Might have deleted it, maybe. Here. We talked about him having... I don't remember why, though. We talked about him having a fish in a blob of water, and he's using his magic to keep it afloat. I don't know. Silly idea. I don't remember why. I don't remember what started it, but it was funny. But I don't know what we'll do with him. I don't know what his pet, anyhow. Why does the wizard guy have an axe and hammers? He don't. We're just an area. we're drawing books. This is not his house. I use scenes as references, like, you know, these. I'm also not going to put a barrel of weapons out in the middle of a park somewhere. You know, it's just to have an. I recommend drawing in your game, your scene, so that you can get things like perspective and stuff like that correct. Does the game have lore? Yes, the game has plenty of lore. In fact, that's why I made the theory channel, so people could try to figure stuff out. Oh, me fiddling with that just ruined it. I kind of ruined it a while ago, though. But yeah, I made a theory channel in the Discord so people could sort of try to figure out who is the cursed dreamer, who is Zoe, why is the dreamer cursed, that kind of thing. Horse pets you can ride sounds cool. If we have mountable pets, it would probably be truffles, maybe. But we've had discussions about mounted pets. It's a tricky thing, design wise, but something I am considering. Will you be able to learn magic? Like magic, everybody's pretty much going to learn magic, but it's a very magical world. Like. I even said this at the start of this stream. Like, magic is probably going to be the main way to play this game. Like, the other classes are there because it's expected, but like, you should probably want to play this game as a mage. I think it's going to be cool. Now, lighting is weird. Here. Outside, I've been doing a top left to right lighting. Inside, it's a trickier situation, isn't it? But at the same time, the player is able to move stuff around. Like, you'll probably be able to place your own book stacks kind of thing. What if you decide to place them outside, you know? Those are tricky questions we have to answer here. His house is cluttered. This is not his house. We're just drawing. We just drawing. This is just a reference. It's just a house, not his house. Maybe a yellow book. Do we have? Yeah, we do. Oh, I forgot I even had a yellow book, but it was perfect. Let's see. Have you tried other engines? What made you choose Godot? I've tried several other engines. I tried Game Maker for a while. That was the engine I used when I first got into development, and it's pretty good. I liked Game Maker. I tried Unity for like a year and didn't like it. That's just me personally, though. And then I ended up getting fed up eventually. Threw my hands up, and I was like, I'm gonna search for an engine that specializes in 2D, and end up finding Godot. Went with that. The house. Oh. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. There. I think I can read that. There we go. There. Okay. This is not his house. There we go. It's blurry. That's the best I can do. There we go. All right. Back to the task at hand. I have maybe... no. No idea is stupid. What if you add a black line between the white edge of the hammer and the gray part? Did I do those in 2 different layers? Silly. What does Godot do? No, wait. Not Godot. Oh, don't do that. You just put that on the top of his head, didn't you? Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We can try that. 101 minutes in. How far away? I actually haven't been keeping track. It's been an interesting stream, that's for sure. I've really been concerned with... Oh, we are just about to hit that time, actually. Okay. There we go. New subscriber here, really like your artwork. Thank you. I'm happy with that. Let me try over here. What about the axe? I don't think so. All right. We gotta get rid of that. Okay. And then this guy. There. When will the game be released? The game is not expected to be released for another 3 or so years. The demo is going to be out the end of March, ideally. You ain't kidding, Squid Lord. The Squad Lord. It's a weird name. You gotta go. Let's take it easy, bud. Okay. How do we want to do this book? I don't want to just keep stacking them. What if I do this? Okay. I'll probably bring it down more. Oops. Probably have to add some kind of shadow there, I would imagine. Like that. Wait. Is that not? There. That. There. Okay. What is that yellow sponge in this house? Yeah. Aren't the outlines too big? Kind of breaks the immersion compared to the rest of the game. The outlines are outlined for everything. Oh, these are accidental when I was doing some work the other day. Talking about this here. No, that's not going to be an actual thing. When I was what was I outlining? Something. I accidentally did it. Don't even remember why I would have done it, but hey, it happened. There. Oops. Need a darker color maybe for yellow. I don't think I have a darker yellow. Oh, I have this one. That's my cheese color though. I don't know if I want to use that one. Not too bad. Not too bad. A bit weirdly shaped, but certainly passable. The perception feels a little off. Might have to bring it up a little bit. Is there going as a situation Godot try to make an online game? Yeah, Godot has a high level networking and low level networking, but they provide a high one as well for that most people probably use. The yellow book could be open as in tilted. Oh, I could do that as well. Like a little flapped open. Like sort of sprawled out. I like that. Probably want to lower it a bit. Do you ever do coding streams? Not on YouTube anymore. I do on the Discord. In fact, I coded the action system at the start of this devlog. I did that this morning. This morning? Yeah. Like early this morning. I couldn't sleep. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and I was like, you know what? I'll do some coding. And I streamed it. Well, man, I had the action system. I just finished it. The queuing and all that fun stuff. But I don't do them on here. I find the art streams to be more interesting, so I prefer to do art streams here. Do you have some help from friends now? I'm doing everything solo right now. At least you caught on the fact that I was kidding. You moved the shadow of the mage. It'd be alright. He's not. I hope I don't have to make a text for that as well, but that's not the actual mage. Like, his character's bard is here. He's just there for reference. What if there was a sewer system and you got funky rats like goblins? We could do a sewer system. Yeah, I will. I think actually I already have a note for that. Let me check right quick. What after the demo hits, we're gonna have to start designing some dungeons and stuff. So that is gonna be a lot of fun to do streams for. Dungeon themes. Let me take a look at this right quick before we call it quits. So what some ideas we got? Fungal Forest, Spider Woods, Bandit Camp, Enchanted Woods. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. I don't have anything Dark Carnival. I don't have anything that would be good for old Fester. Fester the Jester? Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure that out later. Let's see. Do you have a trailer somewhere? Yeah, that's it. It's not public though. But yeah, it's a chaotic mess. That's the way I like my Trello boards on. I just pick stuff and go with it. You think you could have wife says after I'm done watching your stream we gotta run errands. Don't suppose we can extend the stream again? Oh, I hate to, Derek. I really do. I can refund it if you want, but I was just about to call it quits, but let's see. But yeah, I was just about to end it. Do you have a guild hall planned? I have some guilds planned. I'm gonna answer some questions for a bit of that, if you want to do that. Take some time to answer some questions. I have some guild ideas. I don't want to make too many NPCs though. A private Derek stream. I mean, he's pretty much paid for them. But no, I have some. I would like to do guilds, but I don't want to do like a whole bunch of NPCs, so it might be tricky. But I think it could be possible to do some guilds. Are you? Let's see. You ever planning to make shadows dynamic, or is it too needlessly complicated? It's too needlessly complicated for what I'm trying to do. In fact, I'm probably already doing too much with shadows. Like, shadows usually aren't, from what I see in pixel art, it's usually not as crazy as what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing like big shadow trees and all this and the kind of thing. And it's tricky because shadows, like you can see the issue right there. I have a fix for it. I have a shader fix for it, but I don't know how optimized it is. Let's see. Why don't you add an enemy that gives you random loot but doesn't spawn often? Yeah, we're probably doing some stuff like that. Probably could even have some more rarity than that. I'm even thinking about doing it for the demo. We'll have to see. Make a monster factory dungeon. I don't. Why would we have a monster factory dungeon? Like, why would there be a factory of monsters? A diamond enemy? No. Let's see. I've seen that one earlier. That's interesting. How are you going to handle testing of the game? For the demo, I'm going to be reaching out to specific people and getting them to play it. Hopefully watching them play it and fixing bugs and addressing playability issues and stuff like that. I think the boss is going to be really interesting. You have ideas for bosses? I have a few ideas. I haven't even started working on bosses yet, which has got me a little. Yeah, I would like to have a boss for the demo, but like I said, I've not even drawn anything yet. But I have some ideas. Well, no, I've drawn a few things. We have the ogre, the brute. He's a mini boss. It's probably going to be a mini boss. We're probably not going to do a full-fledged boss. Probably just a mini boss because there's not going to be a whole lot of combat. I mean, enough to get the idea across, because it's only going to be about 15 minutes of gameplay, probably. That's what I'm expecting. So, how long have you been working in the game? Since July 2nd, I believe. Light an enemy that can fly above the character but still get hit. Like a Link to the Past. Did Link to the Past? Oh, that kind of enemy. Maybe. We'll see. Did the old dependable golem. I have some golem ideas that we'll get into. Who is the Snail Dude? Snail Dude is something I drew on a Discord stream. We were drawing. Let me find it right quick. We were drawing some exterior stuff. The mushroom stuff. What's that? I've got too many mock-ups here. It was from an earlier thing. That was when we did the female character. This one. But we did it somewhere else. We'll get there eventually. I don't know. I did the mushroom thing recently, though. Really? Where are you at? Gotta be the characters. Oh well. Oh, that's not. Okay, no, wait. I think I know where it's at. Either this one. Hey, there it is. Okay. So I was drawing the little mushroom thing, and I was looking up on Pinterest for, like, mushroom vibe kind of things. And this guy. No, I seen a snail. Did I remove him? I seen a snail dude. And I was like, that's really cool. And that's how he was born. It's a long way to do that. But yeah, there's cheese is a half joke that got out of hand. It did get a little out of hand. The cheese, it's cool, but gets spammy at times. What's some good software you recommend for learning about game development? For game development, that's interesting. I don't know. Learn Godot. Are you going to make sprites for all the different armor? I'm thinking about it. I don't know about for the demo. We might see, because I think I want to do front-facing sprites for the demo. And that's a lot of work doing all that within a short amount of time. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call it. Let's not see anything else. Y'all take it easy. Yeah.